Shalom and welcome. I'm Rabbi Rich, and today we're doing a quick but crucial study from Joshua chapter 9, a chapter that shows us how the enemy operates through deception. As we saw in chapter 8, Israel was walking victorious with the Lord. But as soon as they get back on track, what happens? The kings of the land join forces to fight them. Beloved, this is a picture of our Christian walk. When you are victorious, it can feel like the entire world is suddenly lined up against you. Now, here is where the story gets tricky. One group, the Gibeonites, chose a different path than fighting. Deception. They disguised themselves as travelers from a far-off country, wearing worn-out clothes and bringing moldy provisions as proof of a very long journey. Their goal was simple: to trick Israel into making a covenant. Friends, this is how the devil works. We often recognize the enemy when he attacks us head-on, but we frequently miss those who try to deceive us. The Gibeonites used a mixture of lies and truth, speaking about God's victories in Egypt and against the Amorite kings, things Israel knew to be true. But their visual evidence sealed the deal. Israel put more trust in their physical senses, what they could see and taste, than they did in God. The critical mistake: Joshua and the Israelites didn't stop to pray. The very next thing the text says is, the men sampled some of their food, but didn't seek the advice of Adonai. And so, Joshua made peace and a covenant with them. 3 days later, they heard the truth. The Gibeonites were their neighbors, living right there among them. They were out of God's will. The leaders and the entire community had made an oath they could not break. Even though they had been deceived, they kept their oath, but put the Gibeonites under a curse, making them perpetual slaves to chop wood and draw water for the house of God. My friends, the lesson is clear. Our dealings with the devil must begin with direction from God. We can avoid falling for his schemes by taking the time for prayer and fasting, and always seeking God's will before we make a decision.